Nicotine pouches, or snus as many call them, have become the new addiction trend. They look clean, discreet, and safe compared to cigarettes. You just stuck one under your lip, no smoke, no smell. But here's the truth. That tiny white pouch can deliver as much nicotine as several cigarettes. The question really is, what is it doing to your body, and why is it so hard to stop once you start? Let's start with what nicotine actually is. It's an alkaloid found in the tobacco plant and one of the most potent neurostimulants known. When you use a nicotine pouch, the compound rapidly absorbs through the mucous membranes in your mouth and reaches your bloodstream, crossing into your brain in less than 20 seconds. Once there, nicotine binds to receptors meant for a natural neurotransmitter called acetylcholine. This trick makes your brain release a burst of dopamine, the same chemical responsible for pleasure, motivation, and focus. For a moment you feel sharper, calmer, more in control, but that's actually the start of the trap. Now, the dopamine rush is short-lived because nicotine floods the reward system, especially areas like nucleus accumbens and the ventral tegmental area. Basically, your brain starts adapting. It reduces its sensitivity to dopamine. That means over time you need more nicotine to get the same effect. Without it, you feel dull, anxious, and irritable. This is the essence of an addiction. Your brain's reward system has been hijacked. The chemical that once made you feel good now controls your mood, attention, energy levels. Nicotine is actually as addictive as cocaine, possibly more so because of how quickly it rewires your brain's motivation circuitry. Now, to be fair, nicotine pouches are generally safer than smoking. When you remove combustion, you eliminate tar, carbon monoxide, and thousands of toxic byproducts that come from burning tobacco. That means no damage to your lungs, no passive smoke, and a much lower risk of lung cancer or chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. From a harm reduction standpoint, switching from cigarettes to pouches dramatically decreases exposures to carcinogens, but safer doesn't mean safe. You're still delivering a powerful stimulant to your cardiovascular system and reinforcing a deep neurological addiction, just through a cleaner method. Now, the physical effects hit just as fast. Nicotine spikes adrenaline levels, increasing your heart rate, blood pressure within minutes. Your blood vessels constrict, your oxygen circulation drops, and your heart has to work harder. That's why regular users often experience palpitation, dry mouth, or dizziness. What feels like a clean energy boost is actually your body entering a mild fight or flight mode. It's not actually energy, it's stress disguised as stimulation. Now, over the long term, the damage continues quietly. Chronic nicotine exposure, it keeps your cardiovascular system under constant pressure. Over months and years, this translates into a higher risk of heart disease, hypertension, and stroke. Nicotine also damages oral tissues, leading to gum recession, mouth sores, and in some cases precancerous white patches known as leukoplakia. Because nicotine is a vasoconstrictor, it reduces blood flow, slowing down healing throughout the body. There's also growing evidence linking long-term use to insulin resistance and metabolic dysfunction, meaning your body becomes worse at regulating blood sugar. In the brain, constant nicotine use destabilizes dopamine balance, leaving many users with anxiety, low mood, and attention problems even after quitting. Now, because many people assume nicotine pouches are harmless because they're tobacco-free, but this is one of the biggest modern myths. Most patches use a synthetic nicotine, which is still a powerful stimulant with the same chemical structure. On top of that, manufacturers add pH modifiers, sweeteners, and flavor enhancers to improve absorption, making the nicotine hit even stronger. Ironically, because pouches don't cause discomfort or smoke, users often end up consuming more nicotine than traditional smokers without even realizing it. What feels like a safer choice can become a stealthier addiction. So let's talk about what happens when you actually try to quit. Well, the first 72 hours are usually the worst and the hardest because your brain's nicotinic receptors are screaming for stimulation. You feel foggy, extremely irritable, and just tired. But within a few weeks, those receptors start to downregulate and normalize. Your dopamine system begins to recover and natural motivation starts returning. Okay? Now, what helps is exercise, cold exposure, sunlight, and proper sleep all help rebuild your brain and balance it faster. It's not easy, but the reward, true focus and calmness without chemical dependence is absolutely worth it. Now, in the end, nicotine pouches may look harmless, but what's really at play is a molecule designed to manipulate your brain's most fundamental reward circuits. If you use them, at least understand what's controlling you. And if you've ever tried to quit and felt like crushing brain fog or anxiety, you're not weak. That's actually just pure, simple biochemistry. The real strength is taking back control of your own dopamine system. Thanks for watching, guys.